That little ditty we used to torment our teachers with when we were kids goes something like this. Onward, upward, Mary had a go. Day by day she tied it to a rope, till at length they got bust the rope, and Miss Mary had to run behind it. We had a lot of fun with that, but do you actually know how beautiful these words are? Here's the Song of Guyana's Children by W. Hawley Bryant. Born in the land of the mighty Roraima, land of great rivers and far-stretching sea, so like the mountains, the sea, and the river, great, wide, and deep in our lives would we be. Onward, upward, may we ever go, day by day in strength and beauty grow, till at length we each of us may show what Guyana's sons and daughters can be. In the land of Kaijur, shining splendor, land of the palm tree, the croton and fern, we would possess all the virtues and graces, we all the glory of goodness would learn. Onward, upward, may we ever go, day by day in strength and beauty grow, till at length we each of us may show what Guyana's sons and daughters can be. Born in the land where men sought El Dorado, land of the diamond and bright shining gold, we would build up by our faith, love, and labor God's golden city, which never grows old. Onward, upward, may we ever go, day by day in strength and beauty grow, till at length we each of us may show what Guyana's sons and daughters can be. Ready? Happy Independence Day, Guyana! That little ditty we used to torment our teachers with when we were kids goes something like this. Onward, upward, Mary had a go. Day by day she tied it to a rope, till at length they got bust the rope, and Miss Mary had to run behind it. We had a lot of fun with that, but do you actually know how beautiful these words are? Here's the Song of Guyana's Children by W. Hawley Bryant.
Well, you know how we usually do it here, right? We get straight to the point, and we don't wait until the crowd build up. But if you share the link, we'd appreciate it. I know these impromptu live programs sometimes get to you, but please bear with us. A lot of things happening in that beautiful country. Lots and lots of things happening in that country, indeed. And our position and our intention is not to allow those especially rights violations to be swept under the rug. And even if we have to come live to you 100 times per day, we will do that right here on 107.1 FM. The mother of this young lady, Jeanette Celine Mohammed Osborne, she is crying for justice. She wants justice for her daughter. And as you see there in the headline, teacher dies after C-section. at New Amsterdam Hospital. They claim that investigations on the way. That's all they're saying. Investigations on the way. And the mother is asking, what investigations? And when they say on the way, underway, underway where? They're waiting for justice. They want justice. And you can't blame these people for wanting justice. But here's what we do at 107.1 FM. Anyone who needs justice, we will be there with them from the beginning to the end until they get justice. Anyone. It doesn't matter their political affiliation, their religious background, their ethnicity. It doesn't matter. We will be there every step of the way with them for justice. Again, good afternoon. Thank you guys for joining us. And let us try to get in touch with the mother of this young lady, Miss Muhammad Osborne, Jessinette. Hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She died at a child's birth, while giving birth to her, I'm not sure if it's a baby girl or whatever, but her newborn. She died in that process. Teacher dies after C-section. Now, I don't know. The Minister of Health has been very quiet about this matter. God in heaven knows why he has been very quiet, or he is quiet on this matter. And usually when these guys are quiet about things, one has to put a big question mark behind that. With me this afternoon is the mother of Jessinette, Celine Mohammed. The mother of this teacher is with us. And let us have our operator just zoom in a little so that we can get a better look at her. She's a little off screen, but I know we're not seeing much of her. She is with the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, who is also a member of Parliament, Miss Coretta McDonald. But let's go to the mother. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Good afternoon. I mustn't say that I'm okay. I'm kind of okay because I'm not happy about my daughter's death.
Yeah.
On the 20th.
Yeah, we can understand that you're not happy. Trust me, we can understand. Give us a little background about your daughter just before she got admitted to the hospital and during her admissions there in the hospital. What went wrong based on what you're hearing? All right, looks as though we are having some technical problems. No fault of mine, no fault of ours at 107. It's internet problems that we're having there in Guyana. So please do forgive us here. Forgive us. We want to get to the bottom of this matter. We should be reconnected with her, hopefully soon, so that we can get to the bottom of this matter. It looks as though we have to get to the bottom of a heck of a lot of matters out there in Guyana. Human rights violations and all these different things, you name it. We've got to get to the bottom of these things. This teacher dies teacher dies after C-section at New Amsterdam Hospital. Investigations on the way. They're not saying what has happened with the investigations, but all they're saying it's underway. Whilst we await them to the mother and the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union to rejoin us, they just sent a message that the internet is actually misbehaving. The internet is misbehaving, but we are not going to give up at all. The internet is misbehaving, but we are not going to give up at all. Let's try it again. Good afternoon again. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon.
Yes. And your name, please?
My name is Natalie Agard Lucas.
Hi, Miss Lucas, and you're the mother of the teacher.
Celine Mohammed Osborne.
Yes. When she said that she wanted to go into the hospital, how was she feeling, and what happened while she was in the hospital? Explain to us, please.
Yeah, on the 28th of September, she went to the hospital. In fact, they told her that let her come on the 20th. They will admit her I was there with her Tuesday morning. She went to the ultrasound department. They took her there. She did an ultrasound. She said to me after finishing the ultrasound, she said, Mommy, all they said to me is that they will give me a slit close to the anus because baby is very big. And from there, they took her to the maternity ward. I went home. I brought lunch for her. I went home back. I brought dinner for her. She said, Mommy, they said to me, after 6, they're going to induce labor on me. That's Tuesday. She was induced to labor on Tuesday night after 6. She was there Wednesday night, Thursday morning, still having induced pains on her, and still had wanted to put another bag at 7 on her. And there was a kind-hearted nurse who insisted on her, don't accept that they will give you another bag of continue to induce in labor. And she insisted, and they said to her, a doctor then said to her that while she was talking to me, crying with tears in pain, she said, Miss Osborne, you have to come and sign the document that you doesn't want the drips anymore. And she slammed the door at me. And she came out back again. And I said to her, I said, look at my daughter's condition. She's crying. She's on her toes with pains. And I said to her, I said, man, you could just do an emergency surgery on my daughter. She looked at me and she said, no, Osborne doesn't have the criteria to do a CS. What y'all parents really feel that CS is just a simple thing. CS is a very big surgery. And she walked away and she slammed the door at me. And I told my daughter after she called her in to sign the document, I said, babe, go. And she went. By the time I went to Ward 9 to uplift her bags to return to the labor room, they already had her dressed up. That was between 6 to 7. And I brought back the bag. There's where I saw her when they opened the door through a little crease. I shake my hands like this. I said, babe, I sure the sign. I said, Mommy gonna come back, right? And she said, yes. And they took her to theater between 7 to 8. They had 4 patients for that morning, and my daughter was the last patient that they worked on. And today, my daughter, actually, you got to say, because of their negligence, that is why my daughter is 19 days old in the grave today, which I cannot accept, Mark. I cannot accept that. It's the negligence of the doctors. If they know that the morning when they took her to do the ultrasound, they should have said to me, well, mommy or dog or cat, we can't handle your daughter. It's either we do an emergency surgery now when she has she full strength, or you take your daughter somewhere else that will suit you. They said nothing to me. 3 things my daughter tell me when I keep calling her on Wednesday night after she keeps saying, mommy, pain, mommy, pain, mommy. I keep every hour and a half, I keep in contact with my daughter. At 2 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday mornings, to going over to Thursday, she said, mommy, a thirsty bad. I said, all right, babe, go and ask them for a little water. They refuse to give my daughter a little water, Mark. I call the taxi driver and I wake up my son-in-law. I said, Sheldon, let me go and carry this water and this drink for Celine. It's like after 2 to 3 when I got to the hospital, my daughter walking with her belly outside and she got a bag of drips on her finger and she crying out, oh, mommy, I want to sleep bad, but I can't sleep. How I'm tired. I'm tired whole night. Pain, mommy, pain, mommy, pain. My daughter crying. I wanted tears. And still, them, whatever happened now is that they're comfortable that my child was not like sick that, oh, I could have said, well, I know either baby live and mommy die or mommy die and baby live. Wednesday afternoon, when I come and go at the labor room, she coming out walking with her 2 foot open. I said, Celine, what happened? Celine get a gloves hanging from between her 2 legs. She said, mommy, this is the 3rd thing that
sorry about that again. And this is really sad. We got to get you guys got to continue to hear this story. You have to. It is painful. We were at the part where the mother was explaining that she saw her daughter walking out, in a horrible state. The internet sucks in that country. We're hoping that the General Secretary of the Ghana Teachers Union will reconnect. You've got to hear the story. Yet, also what we're hearing is that what we're hearing is that the investigations underway. Investigations on the way. Investigations on the way. That's all we're hearing. Investigations on the way. So we'll have to wait. As you guys see that I have my co-host with me, and sometimes when she walks into the studio, I just can't say go. Right, Emma? Good. So let's await. We gotta wait for Miss McDonald to return. And I want to continue with that story. So Emmy's going to say bye-bye quickly. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Good. Love you, sweetheart. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, close the door for me. I'll be out shortly. Go ahead.
Out.
Yes, Daddy will be out. All right?
Be out now.
Okay, thank you. So sorry about that, guys. Let's get right back into this. You were at the part where you said that when you saw your daughter, something was hanging down
Yes,
from
I
between
went
her.
went
Go ahead,
back
ma'am.
on Wednesday afternoon for take dinner for her. She was coming out of the labor room and she was opening her legs to walk and I saw gloves with water. So I said, Celine, where's the gloves with water for? She said, Mommy, this is the third thing we're trying now for open the cervix and then still in getting nowhere. They push up something in me and tie it and full the gloves with the water. Well, they're going to help open the cervix. I said, Celine, that it is not right. She said, Mommy, that is what they said. They're going to help me open the cervix. For doing all of that and still got induced pain on my daughter. Pain on my daughter. I can't understand. And then the Minister of Health, he had public sarcastic remarks to say the relatives and the family of Jacinth Osborne is totally wrong of blaming the staff of the New Amsterdam Hospital for our daughter's death. Can that be acceptable from the minister? That's the way he would try to console me as the mother? I can't accept that. I can't accept that. I need justice for my child. I know I cannot actually have my child again, but I need some sort of justice because my child is not the only child that lost her life there. And it's not like my daughter was a sickly girl that I had a choice to make whether baby gonna live or mommy gonna die or mommy gonna die and baby gonna live.
They're saying that an investigation's on the way. Whatever investigations you're talking about. Have you heard from anyone pertaining to this so-called investigations?
No.
Sorry about that again. I must apologize. Bad internet connections, but we'll keep trying. We will keep trying. Yeah, sorry about that. We will keep trying. You have to hear this mother's story. We will try either one more time here, or we will just have to connect via WhatsApp to her. Because this is a sad story. This is a mother who is seeking justice. She wants justice for her daughter, died at the hands of some folks there at the hospital. Go ahead, ma'am. You're saying that nobody contacted you concerning justice for your daughter. They said an investigation is on the way. Have you heard anything?
Nobody contacted us. Nobody contacted us. Whatever they did, they feel that was good for them. Now I am left with baby. I have to provide for baby. Nobody in board and say, well, oh, Natalie, look this 100,000 or look this 200,000, knowing that they don't kill me. That all the expenses that I had was with me only. Nobody come on board. Well, miss or dog or cat, we gonna help you. I didn't cater for all of.
All right, sorry about that. We'll try to connect another way. Um, let's try another way so that we can get the audio of the mother and get to the bottom of this here, because this is really, really sad to hear what is happening. They said that an investigation is on its way, it's on the way or whatever. The mother hasn't heard anything. What is happening with this so-called investigations? Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. This is really sad. This is what's happening in the country. We are folks like the mother of this dead teacher wants justice, can get justice, and then the Minister of Health, according to the mother, has said some insensitive things towards the family. And this is just an example as to how those folks are governing that country. This teacher, years of service, I'm sure, we can get her years of service from the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Miss Coretta McDonald. But let's get back to the mother. Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Continue. You were saying in terms of anyone getting in touch with you concerning the position with the investigations.
No, no one contacted us ever since. Today is 19 days after my daughter's death, and no one has contacted us about anything. And I'm having proven facts that they're lying to me about my daughter's death, because the literature that they gave out when they were ready to discharge baby say time of delivery was 2 minutes after 9, and on the death certificate they're having 14:35 my daughter died. So how do I take that? How can that console me? And nurses in there know that my daughter died, because when I went there at 10:30, I went straight to the labor room and I knocked. A nurse came out. I said, "Nurse, I'm here to find out if Osborne is out." She said to me, "No, Osborne is not out. You have to wait about an hour more." I saw a lady that I know from Rosignol. She's a cleaner at the hospital. I said, "Sharon, can you do me a favor, please?" I said, "Man, I come to see my daughter out. She gone like since around 7 to 8, and I think that she should be out by now." I asked a nurse and she said no. She also went in and she came out to me and said, "Oh yes, Natalie, your daughter is out, but they wouldn't allow you to see her because she's in recovery. She wouldn't know anybody at present. You have to wait a little." And in that space that I talked to the nurse and the cleaner, I average the nurse went back and tell the doctor that relatives are here for Osborne, because shortly after I finished talking to Sharon, a doctor came at the door and he said, "Is there anybody here for Osborne?" So I said, "Yes, her mother and her husband is here too. Can I bring him?" He said, "Yes." They took us to the theater door while the doctors were standing there with his mask, his glasses, like you can't even actually recognize him. He was standing with his hands behind his back. "Oh, you're the relatives of Osborne?" We said, "Yes." "Oh, we call you to tell you that we did the CS on Osborne." He's not even speaking English properly. You gotta listen carefully. He said, "Oh, we did the CS on Osborne. Everything is all right with baby. We took out baby. Baby is okay. They have baby in the labor room. But the only thing is that while we were taking out the placenta," so I said placenta, and the nurse said to me, "They mean what we locally call afterbirth, right?" While they're taking out the placenta, Osborne's heart starts racing away to the top. And suddenly it started go down, and then it stopped a little bit, on and off. It went down, right down to the bottom and cut off. So I said, "Doc, cut off?" He said, "Yes. But we did something what they call resuscitating, and we bring her back. Osborne is breathing off of her own heart. She don't have to get oxygen or anything, But the only thing we call you to tell you is that we have to transfer her to Georgetown because we don't have no ICU equipment at the New Amsterdam Hospital. Her body needs ICU care, so we have to transfer her there because her body is very weak. So that's what she needs. Tomorrow, the other day, she will return. Osborne will be okay. They bring out baby, say, look, baby, here. We said, yes. We see we baby. We glad for see we baby. Yeah, but we want to see mommy. They said, no. The two doctors said, no. We can't show you mommy because right now we prepare mommy for ready for the ambulance in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I said, Doc, I said, hope you're telling me the truth. I said, because this is my first experience. I am anxious to see my grandbaby. More so, this is my daughter's first child. He said, no, I ain't lying. I'm telling you the truth. I said, okay. I said, we could see she when she passed out. He said, yes, we got to wait right at the door where we come in. This way she can pass out to go in the ambulance. My son-in-law stood there because I had to take away my little daughter to go back into the Burbage River. Because if we got to travel to go to Georgetown to the hospital, there were nobody left at home to take care of my 11-year daughter. I had to think fast what to do. I get to send her home because we normally have a passenger service to take you back and forth. I sent her home while we would have gone to Georgetown behind her, as they said. I left Sheldon at the hospital. I said, Sheldon, just wait on me by the time I go and drop Christine at the boat. And we're going to come and pick you up if they go with her. We went and we come. I went and come back. I pick up Sheldon. I said, Sheldon, you know Celine gone? He said, Natalie, an ambulance gone, but me know Celine. We already jumped the Kanji Bridge. My taxi driver said to me, he said, Natalie.
Again, there's not much that I can do other than to be patient with the internet connections back in Guyana. Absolutely nothing that I can do. I'm looking at her. She's still frozen on the screen. So as soon as that's removed, we're hopefully going to have her back for a few minutes. I understand how frustrating it is to be back and forth with the internet system. But this matter, this message, and this her story is so important that despite the little glitches, internet glitches in Guyana, we all can be patient because we want to hear her story, her side. 19 days now, they claim that an investigation's on the way. They're not telling the mother anything. They're not telling the father of the child anything at all. Nothing whatsoever. And the lady is crying out for justice. You can hear from her voice that she really wants justice. Nobody cares about that in the installed PPP regime. None of them is concerned about that. You heard what the woman said, that according to her, the insensitive remarks by the guy who sits there as Minister of Health. We have her back. Go ahead, ma'am. Continue with your story, please.
Oh, yes.
Continue. Yeah.
I took my daughter and she left. We came back at the hospital. We picked up Sheldon. On our way, we already jumped Kanji Bridge. The taxi driver said to me, he said, Natalie, you know if your daughter gone, best we turn back. We turn back. I told Sheldon, I said, Sheldon, go and find out if Celine gone already. But knowing that he's not settled, his brains, his mind isn't comfortable. The taxi driver said to me, he said, Natalie, your son-in-law, he look like he know we going about. I going with he. He left and he gone. I see they're coming back quick. He said, the doctors tell them that how right now they're trying to do a recovery with her right here. But her name is still on the list to be transferred to Georgetown. But let me leave 2 numbers with them. And if there's anything that she gotta go, they're gonna call us. They average from the hospital to where we reside is not a far away. By the time we get home, like about 10 minutes, we get an unknown call. When Sheldon answered, nobody answered the phone. About 5 minutes after, they call back. Sheldon put the phone on speaker, hearing the doctor saying, is this Osborne's relative? He said, yes. My son-in-law took his shirt and he running through the yard, through the street, because he glad for going to reach his wife and his baby. When he reached to the hospital, it's only for the doctor to reach you and tell you that, man. He called it to tell you that they were trying to do a recovery with Osborne. But Osborne developed some complications and it didn't look as though it would have worked. And Osborne has succumbed. So Sheldon asked succumb. He said, Osborne has passed away. And that was just the doctor and Sheldon alone. Nobody there, Sheldon told me as the mother-in-law, he said he started behaving bad. He telling me, he moving, he got to see his wife. They dressed Sheldon up in theater clothes and carried to the theater. As soon as he pushed the theater door, there is my daughter stretched out there on a stretcher. Sheldon says, scramble she like if she live in. When he scrambled Celine cold like ice. We got inside information from nurses that work in the theater. My daughter died since early in the morning session, Mark. Since early in the morning session. And they lied to us. If they know they couldn't handle my daughter, they should have tell me that, Mom, take your daughter away from here, or we can't handle she then. That I wouldn't know that our eyes actually the cause of my daughter did. Where they in doodle on the certificate and on the little card, that proves to me as a mother that they know for the very fact that she died early, and they have to use some sort of measures how to lie and get it over to us. When I get the news and I reach at the hospital, I could have gone find my son-in-law there too. I find him on one and cradle, spread out, and then nurse just stand up watching him, hollering and behaving. He just lie down there lifeless, he just breathing. When I reach, he now as the mother, I can't console, he can't console me. And all of them nurses stretch out from ward one, all through the different alleyway, they coming peeping, who in get sarcastic remark, them kill the girl. Now look at them bringing she mother and she husband. All of that they know. No doctor, nobody call me and said nothing, They just left it like that. All they tell me that how. Not tell me them because I didn't up enough to hear everything. Was my relatives around me, good friends that we grew up from the Burbis River, were there to console me and Sheldon. Is that they said tomorrow morning at 8 they're performing the postmortem, and if we don't want the postmortem, we can't have the body. All of that, nobody didn't tell me anything, knowing that I wasn't able to stand up. When the postmortem done was still like Saturday or Sunday, then I really knew that a PM done on my daughter. All because they say if we do it, we can't get the body. Why we can't get the body? And it's me body. Postmortem can't bring back there. They don't know what they do. Because we get it from inside source that while they're doing the resuscitating, they didn't close up Osborne yet. So while they're doing the resuscitating, she belly still open and she blood still bleeding out. She didn't have the strength. She hardly had the strength to withstand the pain. Plus she bleeding. Where she gonna get blood from for sustain she heart? And then there's big doctors, big surgeons, big profession, doctors with profession, and that's how they're gonna treat human. When I talked to the female doctor, she was very sarcastic to me. She slammed the door at me. Those are ways or attitudes you should be having from doctors, and this how they gonna care for you, child or you children, all because why they're not Guyanese, so they don't care how they treat people. But if they were, and we were in their country, we gonna do what they do, come in and do to we people in we country. We got accept and abide. And then Frank Anthony, what call himself DR in front, is saying that me or any other relatives is wrong for blaming the staff of the New Amsterdam Hospital of my child's death. Where she went? Is New Amsterdam she went, Anamaya, or she went Jarson, that I'm going to blame somebody wrongfully for my child's death? Now I am left as a mother and a grandmother to take care of baby. I got to try with whatever little I got to take care of baby. Me ain't gonna thief. If I got beg or if I got borrow, I go got for do though. Because it's not like I is no rich woman or I is no millionaire. I'm just a simple somebody doing a little thing for the corners, them by the use. I got my little business, but not nothing big to talk about. Me is the breadwinner for my entire home because my son-in-law live with me at present. He can't even go to his own home where he and his wife used to live. We all get together as one. You tell me if I should be happy about it and nobody has nothing to tell me about it. I need some satisfaction. I am a human. My daughter been sick that I got to face this today. And they should have been considerate enough to say, man, we need to compensate the husband and the wife of this girl. Which nobody, as you asked me earlier, nobody said anything to me. Nobody give us a call. We're just here now. We
I don't
still
know.
waiting, we
Yeah.
still watching.
And no justice at all.
None, none whatever.
If anyone watching, especially Frank Anthony, 19 days now your daughter has been buried,
Yes,
gone from you, gone from
yes,
her newborn,
yes,
gone from her husband, gone from everybody. But yet
yes.
no investigations, yet the insensitive remark from Frank Anthony. If he's watching right now, or anyone as part of this regime, if they're watching, what message do you have for them?
Put them in my shoes. I want them to, I want to ask Frank Anthony myself, his wife, if he get sister, if he get niece, if he get cousin, and if he glad that anybody they do his family like what they do my child. And I got to cry bloody tears every day. I just got to wipe the eyes because of the among people, because I'm being hurt, I'm being distressed over my child's death. And he seems to care nothing. But if anybody did do either, he would have looking for justice. He would have had to get millions of dollars. He would have got to get, knowing how cool he like money. They would have fight their way through for get some sort of satisfaction. But buck people, they always come buck. People know that they don't have no, they're not educated people to go around and get wrong the how or whatever they should know. So they will just tamper on it and like let go like that. But I need justice for my child, Mark. I need justice for my child and I must have it. I am pleading, I am begging, I must have justice for my child. I am not going to let go like that.
You know, the mother, obviously, the mother of this teacher that died, Jasenet Celine, Mohammed Osborne, she is very, very upset. She wants, and rightly so, she wants justice for her daughter. She wants justice. And so you can understand that she is very emotional at this time. And please do forgive her for her expressions, but she wants justice. Can I have a quick minute with the General Secretary and Member of Parliament, the General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Ms. Carter McDonald? The teacher, of course, the young lady who died was a teacher. How many years has she been teaching? How many years has she been teaching for? And so forth and so on. And how do you guys approach this situation?
Hi, Mark. Good afternoon to you and to your viewers. As I sit here, I am so out of it. I mean, any parent you would know, parents would always say, I ain't gonna bury my child gonna bury me. And here is it, we have a mother who has suffered to the extreme. Celine was just 22 years old. This is her first child, having been married in April of this year. A teacher, 4 years old. Looking forward to having her baby, looking forward to going to attending CPC. And those dreams, they cannot materialize any longer. When we heard about this, like everything else, the GTU would always reach out to teachers when teachers die, when teachers' relatives or spouse or anybody for a teacher dies, the GTU would reach out. And under these circumstances, we did reach out. As a matter of fact, we kept in contact. And here is it today. We have the mother in Georgetown. While we were preparing to head to the Berbice River, the mother, she was already in Georgetown and she indicated that. And so what we did simply today was to make a contribution towards the child. The financial contribution will come in another week, which is the benefit we give to parents or spouses of teachers who have died. So what we did today was make a contribution to the child's well-being in terms of stuff that babies would need, Pampers and those kinds of things. But this is rather heartrending. It breaks your heart to know that a young woman there having this was the experience of a young woman having to have drips because, well, it's normal procedure if you're going to have a baby and the baby is quite big, like they would say. And what they would do is, of course, I'm not a professional in that field, but I've been through this, and so I can speak from some sort of background or level, where if you recognize that the baby is big and the mother can't make the baby like that, then you induce labor. But Mark, having been a mother myself or being a mother myself, I've had the experience of having drips. And I can say to you, it's no easy experience having drips to induce labor. That's no easy experience. Mine was for a day, almost 2 days. But you could, and I can tell you, I was going crazy. At one point, I said I didn't want this baby any longer because of the pain I was feeling at that time. So I could understand this young girl, 22 years old, having to experience induced labor for 4 days, Mark. Mark, my day and a half, almost 2 days, I was drained. So you could imagine 4 days of excruciating pain. And I want to say to whoever is listening at this time from the regime, that we need to do something about what is happening at our hospitals. And, you know, Mark, this reminds us of what happens whenever, and I'm going to put on my political cap here, whenever the PPP is in office, this is what we get. Loads and loads and loads of maternal deaths. During the last 5 years, we might have had 1, 2, 3, or 4. But since this regime has come back and they have formed the government, this is what we're having here. And the hurtful part of it, Mark, is that nobody seems to be able to give any form of satisfaction. Here is a mother losing her daughter. Here is a husband losing his wife, and nobody there with that sense of consideration or thinking that those persons are human too, and that they would need some form of consoling. I am hoping that somebody would say to the Minister of Health, you need to step your game up. We want to see an investigation being launched into this teacher's death. We want to have the results coming from this investigation, and we want to see somebody being disciplined. I mean, this would not be able to bring Celine back, but at least her parents, her husband, other parents, other relatives and other persons from the up the Berbice River, they are going to be able to feel some sort of satisfaction. And that we're going to say to ourselves, or we will console ourselves by saying, this would not happen again to anybody else's daughter. This is disgusting. It's disgusting. And you know, it sometimes leaves one to want to figure out whether it is safe to take your families to the New Amsterdam Hospital or to the Georgetown Hospital or to the public hospitals. Because if this is the kind of care that is given to patients, nurses being arrogant, doctors being arrogant, I mean, come on. You're there to serve the public, and that's what we expect you to do. Even in the height of a tight situation, we expect you to keep your composure and to be a little considerate to people. We cannot allow these things to continue.
We certainly cannot allow it to continue at all. If I can have her back for a quick minute. Thank you so much, Ms. Curta McDonald. Thank you. I get some phone calls coming in. I'm actually on the air. Thank you, sir. Sorry about that. But I got some news for you that a company that usually donates stuff, Pampers and wipes and so forth, Suri Trading, has a quantity of Pampers and wipes for your grandbaby, right? And I know how you feel. I can see that pain. I
Yeah.
can just imagine how you feel. But Suri Trading wants to donate some Pampers and some wipes to your grandbaby. Is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
A girl. What's her name?
Her name is Jadera Jacinth Osborne.
Yeah. I'll give you the information of the company. They close in just about an hour because I know you have to head back to Berbice. I'd love for you
Yeah.
to pick up those Pampers and those wipes and maybe some other stuff that they may have for you.
Okay.
I'll try and see what we can arrange to the Ben Shop Foundation for that beautiful little baby girl. So painful. Someone is asking here, Mark, is there a contact information for the mother? What is a contact number in case persons may want to reach you directly?
My number
Yeah.
648-4886.
Okay, that is again. Let me just make a note and have our guys just 648.
4886. And I still need to know where I can, where you can, in what area you can help me. I need to get on to a lawyer to assist me in that area.
Yep, I will speak. And for those who are watching, the number to contact. And what is your name again? Sorry.
Natalie Agard Lucas.
Yep. Natalie's number 648-4886.
Yeah.
Anything for the baby. Anything for the baby. She didn't come here. She didn't discuss this with me to ask for anything. All she did when she called me through Miss Coretta McDonald, the Honorable MP, is to talk about the injustice. I am the one who suggested she comes on air almost immediately. So this was not a case where she appeared here to ask and want stuff to be done or whatever. It's usually what I do because I know that I understand the pain that she's going through. I've gone through, I've seen scores of these matters, and I know what they go through. So thanks to Suri Trading, Frank and the other folks there who are watching, they want to give you some Pampers for your granddaughter and some wipes as well, and maybe some other stuff. Folks, if you want to get in touch directly with the grandmother, the number is 648-4886. It's right there on the screen. Quickly, before we go, ma'am, before we go.
Mark, I'm not fully aware of around Georgetown, but if they can get whatever stuff they want to contribute to my granddaughter, they can get it to Miss Coretta. I'll be grateful in that area because, like
No
as you
problem.
said, I'm not here to beg anybody for anything, and they will have sarcastic remarks after.
No problem. Fair enough,
Yeah.
and I respect that. I respect that.
Thanks a
Because
lot.
they said the office closes in about an hour from now. They're in Diamond, but that's okay. They can always get it to Miss Coretta. But before you
Yeah.
head back to Borbies, I probably would have preferred that you grab those items as well. But that's okay. Like I said, I want to make this clear. You never discuss coming on here asking for anything. This is something that someone, a businessman, saw and he wants to help. Your closing remarks, though, Natalie, before you go, in terms of seeking justice. Talk directly to Frank Anthony or any other right now.
Basically, like as I said, I cannot have my daughter back alive. But he, as the health minister, he's the one supposed to be highlighting me or should be able to tell me in what area or in what way he should be helping me of having justice for my child. I'm not supposed to be telling him that. He was the one supposed to be calling me or trying to console me, say, well, mommy or Jacinth's mother, this is what I can do to help you. Because I am left alone to take care of baby. I am a self-employed person that doesn't work with the government like him for a big salary. I am just a simple woman. I have 2 other kids to take care of. I have my home. Additionally, I have to take care of the son-in-law and the baby because he's not settled by this time. He cannot go back to his home where he was living. He's actually living with me. For how long? Until whenever he'll be with me, because he's not settled to know he lost his young wife that he just got married 6 months ago. How can we cope with this? He's supposed to be sharing ideas with me, how he could help me to console me, or how I can be beneficial of having something to contribute to the baby or whatever. I was thinking about, oh well, I would have to be in all of this, even though I know that I am the grandmother, I would have contributed, but both mother and father would have still continued to be in their job and they would have take care of baby and their self. Sheldon ain't able to do nothing. Sheldon just sitting there eating little food when the day come. Sometimes you don't even bathe for the day. You sit down, last away, lie down, sleep right there. What I could do, what more I could do to console my son-in-law, Mark, and then they ain't giving me no satisfaction.
I can just imagine how you feel, ma'am.
Exactly.
I got another message from the owner of Andrew's Supermarket. The folks there at Andrew's Supermarket, Mr. Saiku Andrews, and his folks there, they want to be able to pack a little small something for the baby, for your granddaughter. So all of these things, I'm sure Miss Carter McDonald will be able to receive these things and present them to you. Again, you never asked for this. All you asked for, and you were talking your story to me about justice. But I do recognize that in these times that nothing is wrong with a little extra help at all. Nothing is absolutely wrong. And those who want to help Miss Natalie directly, that's her contact number. That is her contact number. Financially, I'm not going to be receiving or accepting any form of financial support on her behalf. So please, let's get that straight. The other thing is, what I'm doing is through the Ben Shop Foundation. Mr. Frank Sanchara from Sere Company called to say this is what he's going to do. Mr. Saiku Andrews from Andrews Supermarket wants to give some baby food to the grandbaby, that beautiful little girl. Outside of that, if you have anything else that you want to donate, please make direct contact with Miss Natalie. Direct contact with Miss Natalie. In closing, can we have something from Miss Coretta McDonald before we close off? Miss McDonald?
Yes, sure.
Mark, I just want to say, Mark, first of all, I want to thank you for being able to entertain Miss Natalie, because I know in these trying times, we do need to reach out to each other, and she would need as much comfort as possible. When you hear things like the father, as a matter of fact, he doesn't even have the strength to come today. Because he is still in a state of shock. But I want to say to all of us, we should be each other's company, and we should be each other's lookout. Let me put it in those terms. What we don't want for ourselves, we shouldn't allow to happen to other persons. And you know, again, this is a young woman who would have lost her life. A young woman, 22 years old, first time mother, and is not even there to see her baby. I guess she probably couldn't even open her eyes to see the baby, or even to her ears to hear her baby cry. But I'm hoping that this would never happen again in our society. And if our hospitals are not equipped to handle matters like these, then we should have all the necessary resources that are available to make the transfers and to do them in a timely manner. And so to all of us out there, to everyone who's listening, to the folks at the Ministry of Health, again, we need to up our game. Every life is important, regardless of whether you're Amerindian, Afro, Indo, Chinese, whatever race you belong to. We are all Guyanese. And I'm hearing the mother talking about these foreign doctors. I mean, we've had lots and lots of complaints about these foreign doctors. The first complaint is they can't communicate properly because of the language barrier. If we're going to bring foreign doctors here, then at least we must have a nurse to sit with them or to stand with them when they're going to be communicating with families, so that they can communicate effectively and persons will understand what they're seeing. And you need not be arrogant. You have taken an oath to serve, and that's what we expect you to do. And so to Frank Anthony, as the Minister of Health, whether you were installed or elected, you have a role to play, an important role to play. And that is the role of ensuring that the health of this nation is maintained and that people are safe, lives are being saved. So to you, sir, I don't know what you're going to do, if you're going to have a refresher's course or you're going to have professional development courses every month or every 2 months, like in the teaching profession, we normally have that being done. You need to do something with the staff that you have under you. And you need to encourage your folks to be professional at all times. Stop the abusing out. Stop issuing all kind of sarcastic remarks to people. We just had the other day a 14-year-old, or yes, 14, either 13 into 14-year-old child from Morocco that died. And then we saw the whole big thing coming from Frank Anthony. Frank, you too need to up your game and you need to be professional. And just remember, you are for now the Minister of Health, and you have got to be able to give the kind of satisfaction to families when they lose loved ones, when their families are ill. You have got to be able to say things that will comfort people. And one of the things you all got to learn to do is to speak the truth. Don't try to correct other people when you're doing the same thing and even worse. So we expect that coming out of this, we're not going to have maternal deaths at any one of our hospitals because we're going to have better systems in place.
All right, well said, Ms. Carter McDonald. Unfortunately, speaking the truth seemed to be alien to a lot of those guys in the installed regime. Quickly, the mother, closing remarks. She may want to thank a lot of people who are praying for her and calling for justice for your daughter, Natalie. Before we go, here's your opportunity to thank all the people throughout Guyana and outside of Guyana who are listening and are praying for you and your loved ones, especially your granddaughter as well. Go ahead.
Yes, Mark. I want to say thank you a million to all those who are seeing me, hearing me, because my granddaughter, she's
Sorry about that. Hopefully we'll get back to her for her closing remarks, thanking all of you for tuning in and those of you who are praying for her as well. And that contact number there, 648-4886, is to deal with her directly. The mother, she didn't come on asking for any help or whatever, but it's just a gesture. I saw a businessman made contact with me to say that he wants to donate through Syria Trading. Mr. Frank Sanchara wants to give some Pampers and some wipes. And then the owner of Andrew's Supermarket out there in South, Aubrey Barker Road, wants to give some baby items as well. And so the grandmother is very thankful to those individuals. And thanks to all of you, but again, make direct contact with the mother for any other contributions and so forth. And to all of you who have tuned in as usual, ready to assist, GT Root Girl and all, we are grateful for all of you being on here this evening. So let's get back to the mother with her closing remarks quickly. Go ahead, ma'am, before we get
Yes,
caught
I
up.
was saying, I
Sure.
want to thank everyone for who have us in prayer, the Osborne's family and the Agards and the Lucas family. I'm grateful for whatever prayers you might have us in. And we're trusting in God every day that Jadira would grow and become a big girl. So her father to be by her father's side because her mom is no longer there. And like as I said, I'm not here to beg anyone for anything, but I hope that ever after today, there would never ever be another mishap like my daughter's did. I hope that Mr. Frank Anthony will get up and get his people in order, that things like this would never ever happen ever after today. And I would still be grateful if I can see him in person myself as an Amerindian woman, because I am hurt. I'm drained. I'm just living with the help of God because of my daughter's death. So at some time or at some point, I still need to meet him myself. I still need to meet him myself. If he's hearing me, he's seeing me, whatever, that's my concern. I need to talk to him in person.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for what you're doing, seeking justice for your daughter. And thank you so much, Member of Parliament, Ms. Coretta McDonald. We've got to go now. Sorry about, we got cut off again, but we should just pray, just more than just praying, man. I like when people come out and they talk their stories. It's so sad. Our prayers are with you, Natalie, and your entire family, your granddaughter, and your son-in-law, and everyone. And shame on Frank Anthony and the installed regime. Shame on all of them. So long. Until later.
It's hard to be at peace with the ones who are so discard. It's hard. Them have a knife in your back and them smile it so broad. Help me to deal with the ones them who said them love me when them really don't. Help me to deal with the fans them kill me flesh when the crowd a shout. Jesus, help me on the battlefield. Jesus, help me on the battlefield. Help me on the battlefield. Got the booby traps with them set